Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Jigas Tutorial. Today we'll be needing any fabric of choice, tape measure, ruler and tailor's chalk. The entire fabric here is by 45 inches in length and 68 inches by width. So we're folding it in two halves and then ironing it to lay flat before we can start working. So one fold is a pair and another fold is a pair. So these are two folds on the table. The entire folded area will face you, which will be the center, front and back. And we have a starting line of 1 inch. Then we'll come down by the shoulder slant for 1.5 inches. And then the neck width is 3.25 inches. And then we'll connect those points to the shoulder line. And then from the starting point, we'll come down by 12 inches for the sleeve. Starting point to my sleeve, which is 12 inches, and then I'll roll it. Then I'll measure to the hip line, which is 25 inches. I try not to roll for a very, to make it very visible because it takes a while to get it out. So then the total length is 44 inches and I'm just rolling that out right now. And then I'm going to measure and take my bust, which technically I'm making a kimono for a size 8. So I measure 12.5 inches and then on the hip I measure 13.2 inches. That's what I'm taking straight to the hem. And then I'll roll that out. I'll connect the points. So if your ruler is not long enough, you have to mark 13.2 from the hip line to the hem so you can connect it as a straight line. But as we come to the sleeve joining, there is a difference in the width there because that place is 12.5 inches. So on the sleeve line, you come down by 1 inch there because we don't want it to gape out. And then we'll connect with a slight curve to join to the sleeve line. However, on that sleeve line, you're going to come down from the sharp end, come down by 1.5, and then on the hemline, on the underarm, you come by 1.5. That's all. And then from the angle 45 degrees, you measure 1 inch, and that 1 inch is what is going to help you make a correct curve. The curve you're going to do there, as you can see, right? So that's my 1.5, and I'm just drawing out that curve. I'm going to show you in a bit. So from the sleeve hem, it is straight before that 1.5 inches. That way it's easier for you. You can see the curve right there. Easier for you. So in case you're going to fold in your sleeve, you won't have any problem. It will be the same. It will be straight there. Anyway, so as you can see, I am trying to curve it just a little bit to join the 12.5 inches to the 13.2 inches. That way it doesn't just come out straight because the body is not straight. I need to give it a little bit of shape. So I came up by 0.5 inch by the side hem to give it a little bit of shape. So here I came down by 1 inch from using 1.2 inches for my neck, for the back neck depth. So I'm just making a slight curve there. The reason for 1.5 and not just 1.25, and it's not just 1 inch, is because I don't want it to be up on my hair. Anyway, so I came down by 15 inches, and from that 15 inches I am marking 1.5 inches. That is for the front neckline to enable us sew the lapel. We don't want it to be too sharp there or too curvy, so as not to give it a bulge when we wear it. So we'll go down to the base and we'll mark 1 inch at the hemline. So we'll connect from there to the hem. As you can see, it is not the same width. So here at the middle, that's the middle chest, I have 1.5, and at the hem I had 1 inch. So I'm just using my curve ruler to blend it in. There's no room for any form of sharp edges. This way you have a very good curve there. It is not all curvy, and it's not too sharp. It's not a sharp V, so it's easier for you to work with. So I'm coming up by 1/2 inch for my shoulder seam allowance, and I'm going to also remove 1/2 inch for the front panel from the shoulder hem. So here I'm just cutting out my back neck. So after cutting this, I am going to remove one piece of the fabric. I'm just cutting the hem right now. For this, you don't need to add any form of allowance, any sewing allowance, because I'm using this measurement is for a size 8, of which a kimono is a free jacket cover. So a size 8 will fit into this, even a size 10 will wear this. So because as a size 8, you are not also chubby, so you don't need it to be too big or too bogus. That's what the customer intended, so that's what I'm making. So you can see the curve there. Because you can see that 1 inch I'm trimming from the shoulder, from the sleeve hem, to enable it sit perfectly on your sleeve. So I'm taking away the back panel. When you are sewing, if this is a ready to wear, make sure you don't have too many chalk markings on it. Just try as much as possible to use, if you're marking, mark from half of the fabric width to the end of the hem, so that you don't have chalk all over the place, because once you are done, it takes a while for the chalk to get off, especially if you're not going to wash it before handing it over to the customer. So here I'm just cutting out that front opening for the lapel to sit. And yes, this is me trimming out the 0.5 inch allowance. I'm trimming it out from the front panel, from the shoulder slant, so that because your front is actually, your back is longer than your front, you can see I'm just placing very small markings there to indicate the wrong side of the fabric. So if I want to take off that chalk marking, to be easier for me, just put a wet cloth and try to remove it. You can see very little. That indication is enough for you. You don't have to mark it too wide. Okay, so here, putting right sides up, and now the front bodice is facing, the right side is facing the right side, and then we have the wrong side up. And I'm going to take it to the sewing machine to start sewing. You can see that very small indication there for me to know the difference in the fabric. So I'll just take this to my sewing machine, and I am going to stitch the shoulders. You can see how perfect it is. This is making this for a customer. So there I am just stitching the shoulders together. If you don't have a serger, you can use the French seam method. That method helps you to conceal all of the rough edges inside, and then you don't even need a zigzag machine to weave the edges or to prevent it from fraying, because the French seam is one of the best sewing methods actually. So after stitching the shoulder seams, I am going to go to my serger and weave. That helps to prevent any form of fraying. So I have also stitched the side seams together. The kimono is actually it doesn't consume a lot of time. You can make at least a dozen pieces a day if you are into ready to wear. All you just need is to get the right customers and then to be easier for you. If you actually want to start a ready to wear business, you cannot make a ready to wear without actually selling kimonos. Kimonos are like the go-to outfit for anybody, any girl, any lady, any African, any Asian has a kimono in their closet. That's a fact. So there I am just, yes, I did some snips. I cut but I didn't show that part. The underarm to relax it before serging it. So that way it is easier to just, when you are ironing, it's just relaxing properly. So after serging the side seams, I'm going to serge the hem because I have a method of attaching my lapel. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing all right. I know the economy is not very good right now, but try not to stress yourself because even if you stress, it's not going to save you from the expenses. That's me just hemming the that's the hem right now. So here, please pay attention. Um, I need to learn how to actually film from an overhead. So now I'm going to measure the length of the front opening. So I'll get the right measurement for my lapel. I think for this it was like 60. I measured 60 just about here. So you have to be careful, don't stretch it while you're measuring so you don't have a false measurement. Accuracy is key. So I measured 60 first because my tape measure stops at 60. And then you have to hold it so you don't make any mistake because we can't be wasting fabric. It's very expensive in the marketplaces now. So you start from there again and then you take it. So I think I have about 34. That's 34.75. So 34.75 plus 60, that's 94.75. So I'm going to cut out, I'm not going to cut 94.75 because I'm using 1.5 inch for the hem. So on both sides, that's minus 3 inches. So that will be 91.75. However, I'm going to still take out about 6 inches from both sides because my lapel does not extend to the hem of the dress. That's my style of making kimono. I have a style that I use for my ready to wear, so it is quite unique to me. That's the way I love to make my kimonos. So, which means I am going to be making a lapel that will not extend to the hem of the dress. So here we go. I'm just taking out the piece that I need for the lapel. So I forgot to mention that when I opened the fabric, when I opened the dress, I measured the distance on the chest of the center chest of the of the front opening, which gave me 2.5 inches. So here I'm cutting out 6 inches. So on fold here, it is 6 inches by 45. So when I add both together, that will give me 90. Yeah, 45 plus 45. That's 90 inches. 45 plus 45 is 90 inches. So I'm going to cut 6 inches each. So when I fold it, it will give me 3 inches. And after attaching, it will give me 2.5 inches. That's the width of my lapel. And so I'm just going to join it together. And I don't join it straight. I put it across and then I make a mark. I just rule it to make a straight line there so that when I attach it, it doesn't come out straight. See how I put it on each other? That's how you do it. And then afterwards, here I'm just cutting out my pocket pieces. And I'm going to be using 10.5 inches by 7 inches. So if you're sewing for a size 8 or a size 10, this is the width of the pocket you need. Around 6 inches to 7 inches is wide enough for your pocket pieces. If you are going to fold it in, then you add half an inch on both sides to fold it in. So you can attach your pocket pieces. So here I'm just cutting it out, and of course I am using a method that I don't have to fold it in. I'm going to use a bias trim or a bias tape, as we call it usually, to lace the edges and attach it to the dress. And yeah, that's it. So whatever shape and size I want for my pocket pieces, I'm able to achieve it because I don't sew it the normal way. I have a fantastic way that I attach my pocket pieces to make it more stylish. Like I said, this is a ready to wear outfit, and my customer, I actually have, a kind of style for it. And so that's what my customer wants, and that's what she is going to get. So after stitching, you're going to see the outcome of it. And that's it. So guys, please take care of yourselves. There's no need to panic, even though things are much more expensive out there. All you need to do is focus on what will bring you more money so you can live a more balanced and enhanced life. Do not focus on what other people are saying or the lamentations of other people. It's none of your business. Focus on your own life. So here I have finished attaching and I have cut out the excess pieces. So when I fold it, I'm going to fuse it with a fusible interfacing, lightweight fusible interfacing. And then here I'm coming down from my shoulder line 20 inches to where here I'm marking the length of my pocket. So you come down by 20 inches, and from the side, from the front seam, you will come in by 2 inches because you need half an inch to join your lapel. So you come in by 2 inches. After taking out your half an inch for the joining of your lapel, you have 1.5 inch. 1.5 inches. So your pocket will start from 1.5 inches to wherever it is. So this is me after joining. I've added my label and I've also used bias. You can see that joining there. It is in a slant manner. I use the bias string for the sleeves as well. And you will see the pocket. I'm going to show you what it looks like just about now. So you can see how lovely it is looking. You can see the pocket, right? So here, that is it. This is the pocket, like I said. You can pause to view it. I've added my label, and I also use bias to cover the seam on the neckline. So you can see that's where my lapel stopped. It doesn't get to